Hello. Go ahead and move all this crap around. I am now going up the climb, which will take me to the steepest point of the Blue Ridge Parkway in Virginia. Just shy, maybe 50 feet shy of 4,000 feet. So, Allie, yes, it does suck. And yes, I will have fun. Thankfully, a climb this long is pretty reasonably graded. Not for pack animals, mind you, but still not bad. I'm seeing 4, 5, and 6%, which is easy. But I have to go up like 1,500 feet. I'm at 2,670 right now. So I got another, 1,200 feet to go or so. It's still Wednesday, September 25th. It's 11:55. We got that death period creeping in, that noon to 5 kind of shit. I think I just passed mile marker 86, so pretty badass to be in the double digits now. Yeah, man. I'd do climbs like this all day. Like, I was thinking about it earlier. Do I prefer a bunch of little climbs or just one long sustained? And I think I prefer one long sustained. It's just a little bit more consistent. The up and downs I had yesterday were just like kind of tiring. Reminds me of what AWOL said about like everything after the Whites and Southern Maine. It's like it definitely evens out, but there's something equally exhausting about little things over and over again. So, in any case, I just stopped at the Peaks of Otter visitor station. I should have stopped at the restaurant that was like a quarter mile further down the road, but couldn't have knowed. So, drank like 1.5 liters of water, porcelain blazed, ate some snacks, rested. I was probably there for 10 or 15 minutes. It was nice. I was going to wait until I got to the top of the mountain to take a break, but very unlikely there's water up there, so really should drink as much as I can while I'm there. This is what I did, which is why I'm here. So, let's do some vital statistics. All right. Been on the bike for 4 hours. It's a good thing I woke up so early. I've gone 35.3 miles. A lot of climbing today. 3,900 feet of elevation gain. That's why the mileage is so low. And it's about 70 degrees out. Feels like it. Certainly warming up. It was like 47 when I woke up this morning. And I have 87 more miles till the end of the day. Now, elevation-wise, I'm at 2759. So, yeah, a little less than 800 feet left. Or less than 900 feet. I don't know. Yeah, this isn't bad. I mean, can carry on a conversation. Can do whatever I want. I guess I incorrectly thought the first big climb of the day was this one. Again, didn't really study the topography for today. When I got into camp last night, as you might recall, was a little chaotic, so I kind of just went to bed as soon as I could. So, in any case, I know where I am now, and this is actually fine. I enjoy this. Yeah, and I don't remember her name. Juliana Burhig, something like that. Oh shit, fuck. In that movie Race Across America, I think is what it was called. She's like at the top of some Rocky Mountain pass or summit or something. She's like, "Why do we climb up hills?" And then a dramatic pause. And she's like, "So that we can go down." Very Snowbirdian logic there. But I am pretty stoked to go like 8, 10, or 12 miles without having to turn the pedals over once. Pretty steep downhill. However, it'll probably match this uphill, so I won't be getting like 50 miles an hour or anything, but high 30s, low 40s. Again, that'll help make up the deficit for how fucking slow the day has been already. And then just little baby climbs for the rest of the day. Let me think. What was I going to say? Baby climbs. Julia. Fook. It's going to be a long day. I need to call the YMCA when I get to the top, plead my case. 'Cause last night was not enjoyable. But in any case, I'm sure I could stealth camp somewhere, but I prefer to do something a little bit more legit, even though I'll be in town, so like being close to a known water source isn't quite as important, because I can just go anywhere I want. I am tempted, I should say, to get a tattoo in Waynesboro. If I get there at a reasonable hour and I take care of all the important things first, YMCA, Ming's, etc. If there's a tattoo shop open, I would like to get that little hang loose thing on my left bicep, like underneath it. Mile marker 82. In approximately the same spot that I have the 285 circle, quotation marks over circle. Anyway, yeah, I'll say I've really enjoyed listening back to these clips, because as soon as I started calling out the mileposts, it's just cool to see the progress that I make in between making the clips and then re-listening to them. Let's see, where am I now? Tulip tree. View of Head Foremost Mountain. I need to make a quick aside. I don't understand how you know which mountain these little overviews are referring to. I'm looking out. I mean, I assume it's the tallest one you can see, but there's not a clear indication of which one that is. 2% grade. Wow. This is easy. But going back to the milepost thing, like, it is just really cool, because I'll listen to this later today, probably when I'm maybe in the 40s, the milepost 40 or something, and I'll be like, wow, well, I guess I made it, at least that distance. So, future Kenneth, good job, unless you die sometime between now and then. Off course, which is impossible, because this is just a one-way fucking road. It's a two-way, but there's nowhere else to go, nowhere else to be. I sloppily made this course, all of them, and after today, I only have to do 2 more days, and the last day, as I've said, is just a victory lap. So, yeah. Damn, this climb is so nice. And I do believe I've done it. When I was at that visitor center a few minutes ago, I was trying to review my pictures from when I biked to New York, and there were regrettably few that had any indication that they were from the Blue Ridge Parkway. So, couldn't really get my bearings on where I was, but I'm pretty sure I've done this before. And honestly, this climb is easier than the hard one that I did this morning, where I found this cool little seat. There was an overview. It was probably like just a little after 9 a.m. And I was like, Fook. It looked out at some quarry, and I took a picture, took a seat, had a Juul, and I was just remembering the words Benji Farthing told me about, if you come across a rock. I already quoted it earlier. take a seat because you might never see it again. And that's the only overlook that I've come to where there's been like a seat like that. It's just like a plastic chair someone put there. So I was like, that's perfect. I think I'll take a seat before I finish up this climb. So I did, and it was nice. Sun on my back, still cool out. So didn't have to worry about getting too hot. Sun felt good, nourishing. But now that it's noon and I'm doing this harder climb, thankfully I'm going up, so it's like cooler. I think, what does it drop 2 degrees for every 100, not 100 feet, 1,000 feet? I don't remember. Something we learned early on in the Appalachian Trail, but I can't recall. Man, my bike is running so silently. It's nice. I think I already said, but I looped my chain up this morning, and it really seems to have helped. Bike's doing well. If I was going farther than just Harper's Ferry, I'd probably rotate the tires at some point, because for sure the rear tire has less of the treadline indicator, or let's just call it that. The 2 little dimples that disappear once your tire is no longer good. Getting steep here. What's going on, y'all? This is so nice. But anyway, yeah. So thankfully, in a sarcastic way, I have this climb to do at the beginning of the heat of the day, which is always the 5 or so hours that I struggle the most. And again, it's not even that bad. I was going up a climb earlier today, and I was touching my hip bones, like that are closest to my spine, and I was like, I didn't even know those were there. I must be a pretty shitty doctor. So there's really nothing to worry about when it comes to my body, because I don't even know all the parts of it. So if I feel like I'm dying in the middle of the day, it's probably just the heat. And I've been in the heat before, and I'll be in the heat again, and always somehow make it. So again, I think the combination of me and Allie, me being slightly luckier than the average person, and her being slightly more carefree, the combination of those 2 qualities, I think, puts us in a good spot to have adventures. She might be a bit more willing to go and do something, and since I'll be there, we won't die. And to be fair, she did a lot of stuff before we became hiking partners, and she didn't die. Walking at night by herself in Uganda, sister, that would scare the shit out of me. I was in Atlanta the other day, walking to Kroger, and some dude had a fucking gun in his hand. He was an older black man and seemed nice enough, complimented my dog, but still, I was like, what the fuck do you have a gun for? Where are you going? Where are you coming from? I don't care that you have it, but why is it currently in your hand? So, I guess those types of considerations escape the contemplations of the Alilian mind. Fook my duke, it's getting steeper. This wasn't supposed to happen. We're at mile marker 81, and I'm trucking. With these kind of climbs, again, I think maybe this is the part that I like about them. You just find a gear that's comfortable, and you just plug away. Plugging and chugging, my dude. It ain't shit. I had a thought, and then I forgot it. What was it? Did it have something to do with the mile marker? Doubtful. Something. Fook. There's going to be a decent thought. Oh well, maybe it'll come back. 8%. The fuck? 9%? What are you doing? Don't go to 10. I'm at 3,100 feet now. So about 400 feet left, but don't think that it just goes straight up. I go down a bit for some reason, then go back up at a pretty steep section, and then it gets flat for a second, and then I go up again, I guess, and finish the climb. This climb is so long that it doesn't even fit on my display screen all at once. And as you might remember, I don't have the plus and minus things to zoom in or out. But whatever. I'll see the rest of it once I get a little further down. 31:38 current elevation. Dab some sweat. Fook. Kind of hoping I don't have to eat this peanut butter and jelly. My resupply game is still going pretty strong. I've got like 3 Cliff Bars and 4 peanut butter crackers, Fritos, the bread, and the peanut butter and jelly. Not that I don't want to eat it, but when I did eat it, it gave me those cramps, which is probably my fault, but don't really want to repeat that today. Kind of important to feel at my best, which I'm certainly not. I'm definitely more tired right now than I have been previous days, just from waking up so early. It was really quite eerie this morning, like some dude packing up his van at 6 a.m. And I was just hearing all these weird noises. For a second I kind of thought maybe it was an animal by someone's car. And then I was like, why would an animal go to a car when I'm right over here smelling like shit? Definitely intriguing to the local fauna, I'm sure. I did hang my food very shittily, haphazardly from a tree. I've just been putting all my stuff that I don't want to have in my tent in my dry bag that houses my tent during the day, and then strapping it up somewhere. Hold on a sec. More sweat. Almost to that false summit type thing. This thing is looking more like a sawtooth profile now. Little steps going up. Do I like that? I don't think so. I'd rather just keep going up. I feel like it's negative progress. But, I've been trying to kind of conceptualize how an elevation profile actually describes three-dimensional terrain, because it's really not a one-for-one. What I'm going up doesn't actually look like what I'm seeing on this two-dimensional graph, because it's all relative based on how much rise over how much distance. So it's really more of just like an indicator of change than it is the actual terrain. None of the mountains have looked as steep when I'm going up them as they do on this little display. But obviously for me at least, it's not that hard. I've been talking the whole time, and this is like a serious climb. Oh yeah, I saw a bunch of turkeys this morning. I just remembered that because a squirrel ran into the road. A lot of turkeys. Well, maybe I said that already because I remember saying turkey. And then a lot of deer. So did I already mention that I went through the closed section of Roanoke? I think so. Yeah, I think I did. Okay, maybe I do like this little flat section. It doesn't feel anti-progressive. I had a coffee, just ate some coffee at the visitor center when I was down there. So I'm feeling a little bit more loquacious. Is that the word? I always want to say loquacious or gregarious. I believe they both mean talkative, but I could be wrong about either or, and maybe both. I don't know that much. I'm not a smart man, but I know what loquacious means. That's so dumb. About to have a little downhill. we'll see just what it looks like in real life. It's going to be very brief. This kind of climbing, I definitely enjoy doing without a helmet. My helmet makes my head just feel so hot when I'm doing this kind of an effort. And if I'm going up something that's this long, fuck it, who cares? I don't want to wear a helmet for it. So there's another milepost up ahead. Let's see what it says. And I'll put on my little mask right now so I don't get any bugs in my mouth. I think I still, even with, I think I got about 8 hours of sleep last night. I woke up at 6. I think I fell asleep before 11, maybe 10:30. So maybe I got 7.5 or something. Oh, I think I remember what I wanted to say. My legs have been sore for sure. Oh, there's like a tower up at the top of the mountain, it looks like. I'm guessing that's where I'm going. They always put towers like that at the top of mountains, which I guess makes sense because you're going to get the best quality data from that kind of a setup, no interference or whatever. Anyway, kind of weird that I'm going to be like curving around to get to that. That's another thing. The elevation profile doesn't really describe the sinuous nature of the actual terrain. I wouldn't think that I was going to be going to the left, but I guess I will be. But yeah, my legs, so this has obviously been a lot more effort and difficulty than they've been going through on the bike, at least recently. And so the first couple days I definitely felt sore and like tender, like, and possibly like I could cramp up in certain parts of my leg if I was like stretching it in a certain way. But let me get back into a good gear here. That should do the trick. But now I was thinking it's similar to like when I do push-ups, and like the first week or so my arms feel like really sore and like, again, tender and kind of weak. But I keep doing the push-ups and get stronger, and that feeling goes away. So I'm definitely in the phase of things getting stronger and the weakness going away. Some onlookers. I'm at 3,200 feet. Got 300 more to go. This climb is really not that bad. Just long. I'd like to see Allie do it. Just to watch the sense of dread come over her face. I was thinking earlier, this little fantasy of going to her house and her parents being like, "So how was it?" And I'd be like, "Well, you definitely have to be some sort of type of masochist to enjoy it." But it's kind of why it's so interesting that I have Allie in my life now, because she makes me happier than I would usually allow myself to be. Because, the whole point of life is suffering, right? That's what Buddha said. JK a little bit on that, though. Anyway, 10%. There's no way this is 10%. That will fall down for sure. I can't talk like this at 10%. It's funny to get a VO2 max score after something like this. See what my lung capacity is. Maybe then my mom will let me jewel in peace. But yeah, back to the muscles. So I'm sure there's a medical explanation for this like biological phenomenon where you do work and then your body kind of recovers. And for me, especially after doing the Appalachian Trail, active recovery seems to be a legit way to go about it. Like, I shouldn't say you don't. I don't have to stop to let my body catch up. I don't like 0 days. I went straight to New York in 10 days and really felt better and better each day, which is similar to how this is going, which is convenient because it's not getting any easier. Just another little false summit. Yeah, I can see almost at the top. I'm gonna lose a little elevation, gain a little, lose a little, gain a little, and be at the top. And I like that. Because I think maybe it's not actually good for you to keep going, but I like that it's an option. And I'm sure both stopping and having rest days and keeping going and not resting, I mean, obviously they both have drawbacks. The drawback to stopping is you're no longer progressing. Drawback to keeping going is that you feel like shit. But choose what you will. Bike your own bike, hike your own hike, fook your own fook, whatever, doesn't really matter. I do enjoy the prospect, and I've talked to Allie about this, that I'm not actually out here, not actually doing this. Since it's another solo trip and a big one at that, I just wonder, I don't think anyone is really thinking about me enough to even have this possibility go through their mind, but yeah, why wouldn't I just be doing heroin somewhere and then just getting like a bus ride to Harper's Ferry, or seeing strange women? No one would ever know. I don't really have much of a guilty conscience, so I'll never tell. You never know. Maybe that's why this hill is so easy. Maybe I'm not even doing it, but I assure you I am. I've got the GPS data to prove it, and I'm sure that could be fudged and faked, but I don't know how to do that, or do I? Dun dun dun. All right, this little false flat is almost over. Let's go back to an easier gear. So yeah, this is fun. I enjoy this, talking and biking up this hill. Every time I talk to anybody about what I'm doing, where I'm going, where I've been, they're always like, you got a lot of work to do. And I'm like, yeah, thanks. You're not wrong. Don't compound my already existing feelings of rush and schedule and hurry. I would like to take a shower at that YMCA. 79 miles, y'all. MP 79. You can rent out towels there, and I could wash my clothes. Could be feeling funky fresh. And Allie has a package for me, a care package. It's going to be at the Waynesboro post office tomorrow, so I'll have to check to see what time that thing opens, because I won't need to rush out in order to in order to get to the post office. I'll have to wait till it opens. So tomorrow won't be the same kind of early day as today was. I mean, maybe I'll still get up early, go get a breakfast, go get a tattoo, what have you. But, Shenandoah, those will be fun. I don't think I'll want for much that day. All the food and water and toilets I could want. Man, this thing I'm still not seeing the peak of this yet. I'm at 3385 elevation. I gotta have to pee soon. 3-wheeled motorcycle coming by. Make room, make room. Seems like such a lame way to travel. Motorcycles are cool. I've certainly seen my fair share of them doing this. They're definitely fast. Damn. What else? What else is there to say? Reviewing the Walmart experience yesterday. Oh, yeah. I like spicy foods, but I don't think I should indulge that pleasure when I'm out here doing stuff like this. Spicy foods are such a havoc on the bowels. Makes everything more difficult. The plainer the food, the better. That's why all these saltine crackers and banana, peanut butter, whatever's, they're They're good. Man, I think I've reached the bottom of the barrel of what I can talk about. Unless anything else comes to mind. Think about it. Shenandoah tomorrow. Harper's Ferry the day after that. Fook. This whole thing's almost done. It just feels like it just started. Which is just how the New York trip felt. Right at the end, I was getting into a groove. But I'll have another adventure immediately after. So, no need to worry about post-vacay blues. My sister just got back from Philadelphia. Shouts out to Lo. And, yeah, I don't know if she's working today or not, but I know, especially when I came back from New York, going back to work, I was so bummed. It's like, God, back to this stupid shit again. Just so boring. And I think I've said it before, but I think the worst thing about MailChimp is just how great it is. I mean, it makes it hard to leave because they do the best thing that they could in every respect for their employees. But if you're not like super engaged with the work, then it's just like, fuck, well, I mean, only an idiot, me, would walk away from something like this. You know, I'm building up a 401k, which I liquidated. I've got health insurance, which I no longer have. I've got, you know, work for the foreseeable future. I'm currently unemployed. Like, you know, they make it hard to leave just because it's a sure thing, you know? And I remember a couple times on the Appalachian Trail, we were at a shelter and like, I think maybe an older guy would be like, they say it's supposed to rain today, and I was thinking I'd go to the next one, but it's hard to walk away from a sure thing. And it's true. Oh, got an AT crossing sign up here. Cool. I walked in these woods, my dudes. But I'm pretty glad I walked away from it, you know. I certainly haven't regretted it. Of course, my bank account's not zero yet, but yeah, there was some possibility of me doing part-time work at MailChimp, but I don't think that's going to pan out. And apparently they do have a shift for like overnight, 3 p.m. to midnight, but really don't know if I want to do that. Sounds like that would really ruin my day. I think it's pretty exclusively work from home, but even still, Appalachian Trail. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know. I would be willing to make a sacrifice and do that for a couple months if I could just walk away again. I don't know if I can. I'd have to talk to my boss about that, I guess. Be like, look, I'll do this for 3 or 4 months, but I will leave at the end of that period of time. So I'm not sure. I don't know if they'd want to do that, make the investment, and I don't know if I'd have to be onboarded again. See, these are just all the considerations that I hate hearing myself even talk about. Because this stuff in my vocabulary means that I'm a bit more of a slave to corporate America than I wish I was. Because I've spent time there, kind of know how it works a little bit from like the smallest vantage point possible. I'm kind of aware of the jargon and what certain things mean. Like, I've learned a lot about 401ks recently, that's for sure. And I resent all that stuff because, you know, not that I've wasted any time in my life, but here I am, 29, and it's just like, well, Fook, like, I guess it's a double-edged sword because I wouldn't be able to be out here in the same way if I hadn't had a job at MailChimp for 5 years. But at the same time, those 5 years, you know, the highlights of them were exclusively outside of work. I'm just not a very career motivated person, and so I'm at 35. Fuck, I guess this is like 3,900 feet. So, you know, I thought it was 35. 400 more feet to go. Anyway, yeah. So, I don't know. I mentioned that guy Jeff. He was like, stay free as long as you can. And he also said, it's great to have a partner, a hiking partner, that you're in love with and want to do adventures with, but as soon as you want to have kids and settle down, you're going to have to go back to that corporate world to afford it. But not really sure about all that. That doesn't seem like a mandatory move. So we'll see. I'm not in a rush to go back to that. Fook, 78, milepost 78. 78 miles till I kiss this Fuking Parkway goodbye. It can't come too soon, y'all. Can't come too soon. I'm almost at the point where I can see the peak. And speaking of pee, I need to pee. I think I'm just going to pull over right here. Gotta pee. Can't not do it. Man. Much better. I'll lose a little bit of weight. Speaking of losing weight, I think I've lost a little bit of weight. Took a picture of myself at the bathroom at the, whatever it's called, Otters of Overlook. What a Peaks of Otter. And I looked a bit more lean than I typically do. Picture of me in my bibs. Got my abs showing without any real effort to make them pop out. So, definitely lean right now. Burning a lot of calories. But overall, my nutrition has been much better than on the New York trip, for sure. I don't really remember what I ate, but I might have only had like 6 Clif Bars a day or something stupid like that. Just didn't. I wanted to have good food at the end of the day, and I wanted to be hungry, and I wanted to really savor and enjoy it. That's the stupid part, because then I would eat too much, be really, really uncomfortable, full, and then not be able to sleep. But I felt like shit. And in fact, now that I think about it, I remember trying to go to sleep on that trip was difficult. And for sure, at the end of the day here, I'm not extremely tired for maybe 20 minutes. And then I feel this very specific heaviness come over my eyes. And that's usually the last thing I remember feeling before falling into oblivion. But, yeah. I remember I had a pizza somewhere, maybe Wytheville or something like that. Ate an entire pizza. It was chicken barbecue. It was gross. But I ate the entire thing and just felt like shit. Couldn't sleep. Stomach was just too full. Couldn't do anything but lay on my back because the contents of my stomach would just move around in a very unsettling way. What are we at? 6%? 36, 37. Current elevation. So, 250 more feet. Not bad. There's like twin peaks up here. I can almost see the tops on my Garmin. I go down one, then go up another. I don't know which one is the actual summit. And then it's downhill for the rest of my life. Let's see which one's taller. The first one or the second one. Can't tell yet. I jeweled while biking today, which was a first, in the closed section, close to Roanoke. And that was nice. That's all I have to say about that. There's the tower. Definitely coming. Looks like a weather station up there. They had a similar thing on top of Mount Washington. And I think a similar thing on top of Mount Mitchell. Okay, looks like the second peak is taller. So, that's also where the downhill will start. I'm almost there. Can't believe I've talked this whole time. How long has this been? 40 minutes. Jesus Christ. I've only gone like a few miles. Damn. It's been enjoyable. I told Allie about these clips. I'm going to try to post them before I finish so she can listen to some if she wants. Perhaps on her drive down to Harper's Ferry. Hey Allie, if you're listening now. Yeah, I'm going to try to talk all the way to the first peak, but really do not know what I'll say. I suppose it's only another couple hundred feet, so we'll see. That's cool. It's like a geodesic dome. Looks like a soccer ball. This is slow going. That descent is going to be hard earned, my dude. Alright, well, I can't think of anything, and I don't like dead air, so I'm going to fail my goal to talk the whole time, but it's for the best. Some music going on. Hammer out this last little bit. So, talk to you later.